Hello, and welcome to Disc 1 of Walt Disney Rarities. I'm Leonard Maltin, and I'm happy to present some of the studio's most unusual and original work. Many of these shorts weren't part of an ongoing series, and that's why we've gathered them together for this collection. We begin with some samples of Walt's first successful series, the Alice comedies. Walt was undoubtedly inspired by cartoon producer Max Fleischer, who placed an animated clown named Coco against a live-action backdrop in a popular series called Out of the Inkwell. Walt simply reversed the idea and put a real live girl in a cartoon world, much as Lewis Carroll's Alice stepped through the looking glass. The pilot film for this series was shot in Kansas City in 1923, with a local 4-year-old girl named Virginia Davis, and its potential for success convinced Walt to seek his fortune in Hollywood. 56 films followed over the next 4 years, about one a month, with other girls eventually taking Virginia's place. These short subjects were made quickly and economically, and while their particular brand of movie magic may seem a bit primitive today, the results are still very entertaining. The men who worked with Walt on this series included Ub Iwerks, Hugh Harman, and Rudolph Ising. They went on to dominate the world of animated cartoons as Walt's rivals in the 1930s. Virginia Davis would go on to live a long and happy life, and she shares her memories with me in an interview on this disc. Our next film is one of Walt Disney's most famous, Ferdinand the Bull, winner of the Academy Award as Best Animated Short Subject of 1938. When Monroe Leaf's best-selling children's book about a bull who refuses to fight was first published in 1936, it was seen in some circles as a commentary on warlike behavior in Europe. Hitler ordered it burned, while the peace-loving Mahatma Gandhi reportedly declared it to be his favorite book. Old-time radio buffs will recognize the voice of Ferdinand's narrator, Jack Benny's longtime announcer, Don Wilson. Animation fans may recognize the picadors in the bull ring as caricatures of top Disney artists, while it's said that the matador himself is a rendering of Walt. Next, we move on to some unique cartoons released during World War II. Chicken Little, from 1943, is a variation on the well-known fable with a decidedly somber conclusion. It was meant to remind audiences not to listen to idle gossip or propaganda, but to always think for themselves. The Pelican and the Snipe, narrated by Disney favorite Sterling Holloway, is a story of two feathered friends who have a misunderstanding and nearly get in trouble because of wartime bombings. This story was originally developed as a sequence for the feature film The Three Caballeros, but it was made as a short subject instead. From there, we move to the 1950s for a number of other one-of-a-kind shorts, including an adaptation of Virginia Lee Burton's popular children's book, The Little House. There's one more Oscar winner, Toot, Whistle, Plunk, and Boom, the first animated cartoon ever released in the widescreen CinemaScope process, with the distinctive background stylings of artist Eyvind Earle. It also marked the studio's first encounter with stereophonic sound. There are two more Oscar nominees, the musical story of Lambert the Sheepish Lion, and one of my favorites, the fanciful Ben and Me. Melody, a companion piece to Toot Whistle, was first shown to audiences in 3D during the brief time in 1953 when that process was all the rage. But I think it also plays fine in plain old 2D.